West reporting live from DragonCon 2010, and I have Chris Bruno, better known as the detective from the Dead Zone series on USA.
Sheriff.
Oh, he's the sheriff, not the detective.
Yes.
Sorry.
You didn't do your homework.
Though, so that's probably why you're confused.
Yeah, see, he plays a lot of detectives.
I can see why that might be confusing since I play detectives, sheriffs, SWAT leaders, FBI agents, whatever.
You've really got the law enforcement thing just locked down,
Yeah,
don't you?
and it's funny, everybody that knows me are like, really? You, of all people, with the law enforcement thing, playing cops? I'm like, yep, I guess so. I don't know how that happened, but somehow it did.
Well, you know, at least you got a face that if you ever get pulled over, something happens, you know, oh, no, I'm a cop too, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I've tried that a few times. I'm like, I've tried to play sheriff on TV. They're like, that's great, man. I'm like, does that mean I'm still getting a ticket? They're like, yep, you're getting a ticket, pal. Well, hey, lots of luck to you with your acting career.
Should have said, don't you know who I
No, I would never pull a don't you know who I am. Because obviously, if they don't know who I am, they're not going to know who I am.
am? Pull up your
Unless it's
IMDb.
like one of those, I like, especially your situation as an actor. Or you remember the Hunter S. Thompson movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas,
That's
where he's
right.
driving back and Gary Busey pulls him over and looks at his ID and goes, "Wait a minute, are you really him?" And just lets him, he's got cases of beer in the back seat, a loaded gun in the front seat. You gonna pull over and take a nap? Okay.
Okay, I'm going to pull over and take a nap. That's what I'm going to do.
So you've never had any of those experiences happen to you?
I've had those experiences. I actually had one recently where I was getting a ticket and the guy kind of recognized me, and long story short, he was like, hey, the cop says, I actually write also. I got a screenplay that I'd love for you to check out. I was like, really? Well,
You didn't get the ticket, right?
How we forego this ticket here, and I'll take a look at your screenplay. And I actually read it, and it's hysterical. It's very funny. So.
Is it a project you think you might actually pick up?
It's a possibility. I told him, do a rewrite. He just recently sent me the rewrite, and I told him I would try and read it on the plane. So.
Wow.
Well,
That's
see,
awesome.
there you go. The next, big Chris Brown movie could be something that he got out of a ticket.
Hey, well,
Chris Bruno.
Chris Bruno is.
Get the name right.
I'll tell you a funny thing about
My
Chris.
goodness, Chris.
The name Chris Brown, though, right? As long as we're on this subject, see, I'm going to keep derailing you the entire interview. When I was a kid, my mom sent me away to this camp. We were down in Florida, and she was like, oh, well, what are kids going to do? We'll send them to a camp. I went to this camp. I didn't know anybody there. They ended up having like a track and field day. And, of course, it was like 2-day camp or whatever. And when the track and field thing was over, they're like, and the winner is Chris Brown. And I sat there and I was like, oh, that's so weird. I thought I beat everybody. I don't remember, and they're like, Chris Brown. And they're looking around, and finally somebody's like, hey, you won the event, right? I'm like, yeah, but they're talking about Chris Brown. I'm Chris Bruno. And they're like, no, I think it's you. I didn't even realize I had won all the events and was supposed to get my trophies and ribbons and stuff. But since they said Chris Brown, I was like, it must not be me.
So it's a common occurrence.
It's a common occurrence, yeah.
Well, Bruno Brown.
And if you Google Chris Bruno, if you start getting there, you're going to get Chris Brown and Chris Bruno are going to pop up pretty close to each other.
I don't know if you want that, especially with recently with the whole Rihanna situation.
I know.
You're gonna have to, try to get a hold of Google. Hey,
I've got to get my own thing going here. I got to get my own thing going to take a step above, so that I'm not attached to this name.
Yeah, there you go. Well, everybody remembers you as the sheriff from Dead Zone. But I was talking to you earlier. You got a new series coming out. You're in an episode of Terriers, which is on FX.
Yep, it's on FX. It'll be in September sometime. Well, we're in September, so 6th episode probably in the middle of October now. So, here you go.
All right, and you were also telling me that you got a producing credit coming up on a new movie as well?
It's a TV show called Devlin Made Me Do It. I'm producing it with Sean Patrick Flannery, and he's the lead in it as well. So, we're shopping it to networks right now and see what's going to happen. I got another movie called 1 by 1 Death's Door coming out, and me and Tony Todd, who's like and Sally Kirkland, Academy Award nominee. So we'll see how. I haven't even seen a copy of that yet. I haven't been to a screening yet, but.
So it's still in post-production?
They're still in post, yeah, but we should be coming out, fairly soon. The Cell 2, if anybody's saw the first Cell with J-Lo and Vince Vaughn, I play the Vince Vaughn character in the Cell 2.
That's right, you did play the evil psychopath that we get to travel inside his mind and see just how twisted you truly are.
That's right. I am somewhat twisted, but just a
You
character.
are, you look kind of twisted.
I am, a little bit. No, just a little bit I am.
you know.
But he's nice on the eyes.
He's nice on the eyes. He's a little twisted. You make for a good serial killer, and you can play a cop, which means you'll get away with it in the end.
That's right. That's right. I like this idea. I want to play a dirty cop. I haven't gotten to play that in a while. So.
Maybe
You're
that's
too
the
honest
next role.
looking.
Really?
Yeah,
You know,
just too
you know
honest
what?
looking. I'm sorry.
Being an honest-looking person myself that can see through it, no,
He'd be good.
no.
The last person
My
you think.
brother always plays he always plays the dick, and I always play the good guy. And everybody that knows us is like, well, I don't know, maybe they're trying to tell you something. You know? I'm like, I don't know, but it'd be fun to play the dick.
I think everybody, at least as an acting-wise, has to play a villain.
Yeah.
At some point, to really just, if nothing more, to contrast your skill as an actor, to go from this goody guy, this one-note song,
That's right.
to completely something different. I'd like to point out like Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
You get this big, mean-looking Mexican guy covered in tattoos, cracking jokes, in Delta Farce.
Yep.
The crazy uncle in Spy Kids really sticks out. I think you got
Don't
that.
forget Bubble Boy.
Oh, Bubble Boy.
Come on, he
I
was
could
great.
use some patches.
I'll tell you a funny story about about Bubble Boy. We took my mom to go see that movie because my mom's got a funny sense of humor. So we're like, well, let's go see Bubble Boy. There's nothing else that's funny. So we went to go see it. We laughed our asses off. One night we go to see my cousin's band. At the time it was called I'm a Robot. Now he's got a new band called Edward Sharp and the Magnetic Zeros. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but they're
We'll
very
look them
strange,
up and
very
probably use them
weird.
as
Yeah.
bumper music.
Yeah, exactly. Check them out. They're good. So we go to see him, and we're in the VIP section, and Jake Gyllenhaal's sitting there. This is pre-Brokeback Mountain and all that stuff, and she just goes, "Hey, you're Bubble Boy." And he looks at her and he goes, "Yes, I am Bubble Boy. You saw that movie?" And she was like, "Yeah, my boys dragged me to go see it one night." She's like, "You were great." He's like, thank you very much." And he got up and shook my mom's hand, and of course, now he's won an Academy Award and is the leading box office guy right now. But my mom knows him as Bubble Boy, so
I think we all really remember him as Bubble Boy, and Zach Galifianakis is the guy in the booth wearing my ankle weights.
That's right. That's right.
Trying to lose weight in this hot little Arizona booth wearing ankle weights.
That's right. That's right. Loved it.
That was a great movie. Well, is there? I ask this to every actor that I interview. You get, a lot of actors get typecast as that one character. Clearly you got the cop thing going for you.
Yeah.
You can do that. What would be the breakout role? The one role that you've always wanted to do to get out of that typecasting, to really go out there and, like I said, show everybody, hey, I'm not just this one-note actor. I can completely turn it around and do this other thing.
Well, it would have to be Greg Rizzo, who's the lead character in my pilot, which is actually a cop, but he goes undercover to basically infiltrate the biker gangs by fighting mixed martial arts. Trains out of a gym where the Hells Angels happen to train, and he goes up there to infiltrate this biker gang. They take him in because they, love him as a fighter, but he gets to, he has to ride the fine line between being a cop and getting involved in this. It's kind of like a little bit of Point Break, Keanu Reeves in Point Break, where he's like, how far is he going to go with this thing? Now he's actually committing some of these crimes with these guys. Or what have you.
Is he going to break into that role? Is he going to become that character that, we know he's supposed to be playing this character,
Right.
but has he crossed the line?
Exactly.
This is kind of like a cross, I guess, between The Shield and, I guess, Sons of Anarchy, which is the new biker show.
There you go. That's exactly what this is, but it's through mixed martial arts, which again, like UFC has gotten really popular and all that stuff, and I would be able to show my talent as a fighter. And
Well, I think with the last UFC, they had Tony Leone, the boxer, on.
James Toney.
And he just got annihilated within 40 seconds by Randy Couture. And the thing is that they put him up against a vet of MMA, and everyone was claiming that this was going to be the big boxing versus MMA match, and it clearly wasn't because MMA dominated it. But I think that is the MMA has broken out and become the new boxing, and it will continue to grow and be the new thing. Boxing is as great as it is. It's just too repetitive.
It's too repetitive, and there's not enough variables. In mixed martial arts, there's so many variables, and everybody had always asked that question: what would happen if Mike Tyson fought, an MMA fighter or whatever? I'm like, I can tell you right now, some of the lower level MMA fighters would rip him up in a matter of seconds. And you watch what happened. Randy Couture, don't forget, is 47 years old.
Yeah.
He may have been, he may have been a veteran and is a veteran and is an amazing fighter, but he's also, pushing 50 years old. And he's able in a matter of seconds to go and eliminate a guy like James Toney, who was heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, and Randy Couture also actually broke out into acting in his new movie, The Expendables, and actually did a great job in that. I've got watched the screener for it, and did a great job as an actor.
I haven't seen it yet, but I auditioned for that movie, and Stone Cold Steve Austin got my role. They called and they said he did a great job, he's awesome, but they're going to go another way. And they went with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, you got replaced by the Stone Cold.
I did, but...
At least you didn't get the stunner. I mean, that would have hurt.
Yeah, that would have hurt, for sure.
All right, well, we got Chris Bruno here at DragonCon 2010. I am Chris West, wrapping up. Chris, it has been a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. I had a blast, and if you guys are here tomorrow, Saturday the 4th, come on down and check it out. I don't know when you guys are, but I'll sign some autographs for you.
Not a problem. We'll try to get as many people out here tomorrow as we can.
Awesome. Love it.
All right, thank you.
Cool.